Remember when I told you there is no chemistry without energy? Without the energy to create and maintain the cell membrane potential, none of these chemical processes would be possible. So I was right when I tell you that the energy is prevailing, and the energy is more important because the energy is actually the cause to start the chemical processes. And this is something the school medicine doesn't understand till today. And the membrane potential of a cell is measurable nowadays. There are very, very high-tech instruments where this potential, how blown up this membrane potential is, can be measured. It will be measured in millivolts, and it will be measured inside the cell. That's why the value which we get is always negative. And I can give you some numbers so that you have a little bit of an idea. A healthy cell has an average membrane potential of about minus 70 millivolt, minus 70. You know, the membrane potential of a professional athlete, hockey or soccer, has about 100, minus 100 millivolt. Of course, because a trained organism needs to have a higher membrane potential because a trained organism has to produce more ATP. In order to do that, you know, you have to have a higher membrane potential, you have to have an increased permeability, and also the supply has to be increased. That's why people who do a lot of sport, they have to eat and to drink a lot of food which can then be turned and transformed into energy, into ATP. You know, whereas people, when you lie always and you do nothing and you don't move, but usually you still eat a lot, then because of your diminished metabolism, permeability, because your membrane potential is lower, not all of this food can be absorbed anymore, can be turned into energy, and then it's creating these depots in your body, and then you gain weight. And of course, you do not process and create so much energy anymore, so much ATP, because you don't utilize what you have. And then we have these people, they take supplements, you know? And, you know, I can tell you briefly, supplements work, but only if the cell can take it. If your membrane potential is low, you can eat the best supplements in the world, your cell would be not able to absorb it. And then you buy all these nice supplements for hundreds of dollars, and the only thing what you do is you eat them and you give them away. You literally just digest them through your system and transform them, you know, but they will not do anything good for you. So the crucial thing is to open your power plant, your cell, and you do this by increasing the membrane potential. And the two best methods to do this is exercising plus using PEMF. This is amazing. And then suddenly transformation happens from one day to the other. Who really experienced a noticeable transformation using this PEMF system, let's say, for the first 2-4 weeks? Yeah? You see? You know, and the only thing you have to do, you have to use it. You know? You don't even have to remember anything what I told you today. You just have to lie on it and turn it on. And you do that faithfully. The best would be 2 to 3 times per day. You know, like brushing your teeth, like drinking your coffee 2 or 3 times, or your espresso. Whatever is your regimen, you know? You just add that to your daily regimen and you're gonna benefit greatly from it. But this is actually the process, what it does. By the way, the heart cell has a membrane potential of minus 120 millivolt. And now I ask you a question. Did you ever hear about heart cancer? No. Cancer of the heart? And now think about this. Why does the heart cell not turn into a malignant situation? Because the membrane potential is so high There's no way to go into a malignant situation because this cell is always working on its highest efficiency. And there is no time to think about something else. You know? And based on that idea, the scientists did some research and did some measurements, and surprisingly they figured out that a cancer cell has always minus 30 millivolt or lower. So that means if the cell reaches a critical membrane potential, if it goes under a certain threshold, in this case minus 30 millivolts or less, then it comes to the point where the cell may turn into a malignant situation, into a malignant cell, because it cannot do its job anymore. You know? And again, if you ask a cardiologist why there is no heart cancer in the world, he will not have an answer for you. because he has no clue about energy medicine. You know, this is energy medicine. You know, keep your cells on a high membrane potential will lead to a better energy production and will protect your cell from becoming ill. And because, again, your cell is the smallest building block, if your cell is healthy, you are healthy.